making changes, because if you don't accept that
Yes.
there is something wrong in you, you will not be able to, change that. You will continue living with it. If you genuinely feel happy for somebody, one thing is, by law of karma, nothing, you're not going to get that energy back. So you're in a peaceful state. You're not attracting that negative energy back because you don't have it in you.
Amrita Mann, there's a lot of different modalities and a lot of different forms of healings that she practices. She does goddess healing, she does ancestral healing, she works with sacred geometry. She's exceptional with meditation, she does yoga. What is wellness to you?
Basically, understanding yourself, having a bit of stability and balance in life. It's a combination of your mind, your emotions, and the body. So the body is a result of your mind and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And so wellness has to start with the mind. I think peace of mind is very important, and to cultivate peace is something that, for that you need to understand yourself, and you need to know what triggers you, why you
Mm-hmm.
get triggered. So basically, like asking the question that who am I, what am I doing here? I think these are one of the questions that have been there from the very beginning. And I think that is something that we need to ask ourselves every time we react to a situation, or every time something triggers us, that, why am I being triggered? Why am I not at peace? Because if you're at peace, you'll be able to, you know, uh, deal with everything in a much better manner. And it's not possible, I know, for everybody to be at peaceful and blissed out all the time, but
Yes.
it is something, it's a practice, and like everything, you have to, bring your awareness back to it. Like, you have to be aware that, okay, if I am reacting like this, even if you're getting angry, be
Mm-hmm.
aware that that this is anger.
It's
It's
about
the
staying in balance. But then tell me, what is your view of this new world that we're going towards?
we've noticed, like, in the past 7 8 years, a
Mhm.
lot more people have started meditating. A lot more people are talking about
Yes.
spirituality, even if it is superficially. At least they have started acknowledging things like energy healing. So a lot more people are accepting it, and they're starting to live life the way, in alignment with the universe, and not
Hmm.
as an individual themselves. And I think this is also one of the main teachings of the pandemic, that we are one. It doesn't matter which part of the world we were in, everybody was affected. So I think this new world is something which, again, there's a division.
Hmm.
Some people are still very cynical about
Hmm.
everything going on. They feel that things are just getting bad to worse, and they're only talking bad things about the government, the people, how things are becoming terrible. So that is one aspect of it. And the other aspect is that people have actually, like, moved towards uh, living in harmony, more in oneness. A lot of youngsters have actually made the change and the shift, because
Yes, yes.
your generation, I always say, like our parents' generation or the older generation, they really went through the worst of it, because they had to do everything their parents said, and they are doing everything the children
Mm,
say.
mm.
So it is basically like, they are the ones who actually started this whole process of change by giving their children the freedom
Hmm.
make their own life and do their own thing.
Yes,
And
yes.
a lot of people, I feel like, our parents' generation, they worked hard, they, stabilized themselves so that the children could do whatever they
They
really.
want it, yes.
So that is happening in a lot of families. A lot of children are actually taking, to farming, to more earth-centered, thing, eco-friendly, careers.
Right, right.
And I
So,
mean, I know a lot of people who've left corporate jobs, very like fancy corporate jobs, just to do, like, farming, or to take
mm.
care of uh, pets, and to take care of, basically Mother Earth.
So there was a life pre-pandemic, and then there was this lockdown life that everybody's had. How can we help them now that people are beginning to come out of it? What would you advise? And along with this, can you give us some tools and techniques, some concrete ones that people can
Sure.
take away that they can do on their own?
Yeah, sure. One thing I think is, yeah, meditation definitely helps. It helps you, get centered. It helps you understand yourself better, which is the basis of living a balanced and peaceful life and working on yourself. Understanding is not only okay, I'm an angry person, I'm gonna deal with it. It's not like that. It's more like okay, fine, I need to work on what causes this. So that meditation helps a lot with all of that. I think understanding that we are all connected, we are all one, that helps a lot. The other thing which I feel which nobody really talks much about is virtues. And it really helps you live a more peaceful life, because if a person, like just an example, so if somebody is jealous, what happens is that you're just causing problems to yourself. So when we have those kind of emotions in us, and when our virtues are not balanced, and when we are not, when we have greed or when we have jealousy, those kind of energies within us, and we all have to a certain degree for different things. So one thing to accept that, acceptance is a big thing in making changes, because if you don't accept that there is something wrong in you, you will not be able to change that. You will continue living with it. If you genuinely feel happy for somebody, there will, one thing is, by law of karma, nothing, you're not going to get that energy back, so you're in a peaceful state. You're not attracting that negative energy back because you don't have it in you. This, I think, people should really ponder upon. This is something which you can go into, like we can all go into a lot of depth and evolve ourselves.
Can you give us some concrete
Yeah.
ways of doing it?
Yeah. So say you have you just realize that you're feeling jealous about something. So one of the things is that you can just visualize that energy of jealousy. Don't associate jealousy with yourself. So don't externalize it. Externalize it out of your body, out of your aura, and just say, okay, this is how this is how I reacted. Put it in a box. You can erase it, put it on a board in front of you. You can just say, I erase by the will of God, or by the help of my guides and angels. I give this energy. So your mind is guiding you consciously and subconsciously to that jealousy is something I want to erase from my life. So it'll work slowly. It takes time, but it depends on how much of the energy you have in you. So whatever situation you have been jealous for, you've had a negative reaction towards, just bless that emotion, that situation or the person, and you can say that I bless it with joy, with peace, abundance, or just bless. If you're not feeling like saying anything, you can just raise your hands, focus on your heart, just ask the divine blessings to go through you, and that way you're blessing not only the other person, the energy going through you is blessing you also, and shifting that energy of jealousy. Breathwork is another tool.
Yeah, because breathwork helps you be present, right, and mindful.
You're just in the present when you're doing breathwork. So that really helps. The other thing with breathwork is, if you do advanced breathwork like Kundalini yoga and all, you can set an intention that I want to release this emotion from my body, and then do the breath work. That really works. That also really works. That's also quite powerful. Even mantra chanting can change the energy, the vibration in your body, thus changing the way that you react to situations, especially beach mantras, because they work on certain chakras, and the chakras have the virtues and the emotions, and everything is stored within our body. So wherever it is stored, if you're doing the mantra for that chakra, it will start coming out and getting clear. So basically, yoga, most of the techniques are very powerful. It's a purification technique. And the other thing is like, I think one of the main reasons why we lack virtue is also because we lack self worth. So when you're always doubting yourself and you're always, not sure about yourself, then you are more worried about the negative aspects in yourself and in other people as well. So I think when you know that you are worthy, everybody is worthy, because we are all equal, we are all the same, we are all children of God. When you bring those concepts in, which are not really concepts, but they are the universal truth. But it takes time for everybody to really experience that truth. I think when we bring those kind of awareness within our day-to-day life, then we can really help making the shift in the energy. Be aware, even if you're wasting time on your phone, be aware that, okay, I know I'm wasting time on my phone. Just telling yourself that will bring you in that sense of awareness that, okay, I can do something more, productive with my time. You'll realize because your energy and your vibration will remain so high that when you do get into a negative mindset, when you really have to complain about somebody or do something, you'll start feeling heavy and drained. Like it will really, you won't even want to do it because it won't make you feel good.
Okay.
So these are the shifts that happen with meditation, breath work, and these two things and awareness. So these things are
Okay.
very powerful.
So if we start practicing, say we make a little routine for ourselves, meditation, a bit of breath work, whatever routine works for you, and do that, how
Yeah.
long will it take before people can see the changes, before they can be mindful, before they can be present?
Okay, see, when you start a practice seriously, what happens is that the negative aspects also of you start coming out. So sometimes it seems like, things are getting worse. And
Hmm.
I'm more agitated, I'm more on the edge because of whatever this practice I'm doing and all. And that is because that thing is clearing out of you. So you need to be aware that, okay, fine, I'm doing this practice and I'm getting really like agitated. It's because the energy is being released. So at that point of time, again, don't associate with the energy. Do writing and burning. That is something which I tell everybody every time. I think
Right.
people are of hearing it, but it really works. It's so powerful that because you're getting that energy out of you, you're writing a letter to the universe or God and saying that I'm releasing this. I release this energy from myself. I'm so irritated, or I'm so jealous that this one has this. You should really take your emotions out on the paper. Don't make it very like clinical and just like, okay, now I have to write. It has to be emotional. The emotions have to get out on that paper. So sometimes when I'm angry, I really scratch the paper, bang it, all
Hmm.
those things. So that is important. It's important to get it out and then just burn it or tear it up. It really helps.
Okay. So, Amrita, tell me, my last question to you is what is your advice to the people listening in, given so much has gone on?
I think speaking about the pandemic and how the lives have changed, from before to after and then now. So the thing is that you need to do whatever makes you feel happy. If something is not making you feel joyful, you don't need to ask anybody else, for what needs to be done or what doesn't. Your guru lies within you. We all know that, that the divinity lies within us, and what is best for you, nobody else can tell you that. So I think it's best to connect, connect with yourself, find that higher self or your angels or guides or whatever name you want to give it, find that connection within you which is guiding you, and that way you always know, which path to take, why something, even if you're having trouble in your life, why is that trouble coming up, what can I do to fix it. Asking questions to the universe is very important. We don't ask questions. We tend to go into more of a self-pity mode.
Hmm.
But don't ask that, okay, fine, this is happening, what do I do? And how do I, do it? I think it was basically asking that changed my life from corporate to this. If you again, it comes down to acceptance, accepting that, okay, I need to do this, let
Mhm.
me make it peaceful and joyful for myself rather than make it more of a struggle. And when you're in that state of joy, when you're grateful for what you're doing, even grateful that you have a job which is not really what you want, the doors will open up. I think the universe will open up for more opportunities. But the more you crave in something, the worse it gets.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank you. That was such an incredible session. Thank you for listening to this chat. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this page. Please subscribe to our podcast on Apple and Spotify, Wellness Curated, and follow us on Instagram, Wellness Curated, the number one. Thank you.